What are plot types and how many are there in stories? Hello and welcome to Get Writing. I'm Dr. Stavros Halvatsis. Plot types are overall guidelines or formulas, if you will, that push the story in certain directions. They do not demand specific story details from the writer, but they do suggest the sorts of scenarios to be included, much like genre does. The number of plot types differs depending on who you ask, but here are some of my favorites. In this plot type, the protagonist, usually innocent of the crime or accusation, is imprisoned against his or her will. The plot charts the protagonist's journey from capture to thwarted attempts to escape to the final getaway, as in Escape Plan or the Shawshank Redemption. Here the protagonist has to rescue the victim from the clutches of the antagonist, even if he has to travel far and wide to do so, as in Taken. In this plot type, the hero has to free himself or herself from the internal and external consequences of a past action through atonement. This usually involves gaining insight about his own past through a series of increasingly challenging actions. The nostalgia of time travel or atonement. The protagonist goes on a journey to acquire or protect something of great value. The story usually describes the character's vicissitudes and ultimate growth during this journey. Lord of the Rings. This type of plot explores the concept of morality and exposes the effect of giving in to temptation. It usually involves the hero resisting temptation, giving in to temptation, suffering the consequences of temptation, and finally achieving some sort of insight, growth, and redemption through a sacrificial act. Dangerous liaisons. Here the protagonist invokes an eye for an eye act of vengeance against the antagonist for a great wrong perpetrated against him or one of his own. Unforgiven, the Count of Monte Cristo. The hero and the antagonist are locked together in a struggle to achieve dominance over a situation or person. Face-off. Here, the hero travels to exotic lands and experiences extraordinary events, typically in search of some sort of treasure, but ends up gaining true love as well. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Here the protagonist is seriously outgunned in his life and death struggle against the antagonist. The antagonist need not be a person, it can be a force of nature which threatens the life of the protagonist, as in Deep Impact or Twister. This plot type involves the identification and setting up of a target to rob, the execution, the unraveling, and the resolution, as in The Great Train Robbery and Ocean's 11. This plot type uses a difficult question, mystery, or puzzle to drive the story. It invites us to find the solution before the hero does. Solving the puzzle requires that the protagonist use his wits and ingenuity to overcome physical as well as mental obstacles involving self-sacrifice, Sherlock Holmes. In this type of plot, the pursuit is what drives the events and character relationships. For tension to be maintained, the chaser must have a reasonable chance of catching the chased, as in The Fugitive. To sum it all up then, plot types establish the sorts of scenarios to be included in the story, such as chase scenes and the escape, or the temptation and redemption, and so on. Use your understanding of type to help you shape the overall terrain of your story, but populate the finer details with unique characters and events. Well, that's it for now. If you gained something of value in this video, smash that like or subscribe button and leave a comment to share your thoughts and to help the channel grow. See you soon.